Hi, you're on the Movie Girl channel. A guy called Chris climbs into a dark, scary attic. His girlfriend Alex and their friend Janie come up next. Janie finds a box nailed shut. Inside is a creepy ventriloquist dummy, its mouth gagged and bound with chains. The note says it's Finley. It's all so scary, Alex offers to leave. But Chris has always dreamed of being a ventriloquist. He puts his hand inside the dummy and makes some funny jokes. Soon they get bored and go downstairs, but why didn't they tie the dummy up? At night, Janie is awakened by strange noises in the attic. Chris is already sneaking down the hall with a bat. Are there burglars in the house? Suddenly there's a crash in the attic and Chris runs upstairs. Now even Alex is awake. The girls are huddled in a corner and there's some kind of devilish thing going on in the attic. After a minute, Chris comes back. It was just a mouse. The couple go back to sleep. Janie closes the ladder to the attic and goes to bed. But suddenly there's a rattle of chains in the corner, and out of the darkness comes Finley staring at her. Must be a silly prank, right? In the morning, Janie goes into the kitchen to find her breakfast being held by a puppet. She's tired of being pranked. The girl's been up all night. Chris runs off to work. The girls split up and Finley has his eye on the knife. Janie is busy doing laundry. But who's the little guy behind her? It's Finley, brandishing a kitchen knife. He lunges at her, but the girl manages to kick the doll and run away. Alex calls from the bathroom. What's going on? Little hands are reaching for the toaster, and then the doll breaks in. Finley throws the toaster into the bathtub, but nothing happens. It's unplugged. Finley flees, and the girl calls Chris for help. He finds Finley wandering around the house. The dummy grabs a bat and hides around the corner. She swings and misses. Chris is shocked by the sinister loser. 3 months later, Finley has taken root in the house, but seizing the moment, he tries to sprinkle rat poison on people's food.
No.
In plain sight, really. For that, the villain is sprayed with water like a normal pet. Who's that guarding Chris in the back of the car? Suddenly, Finley throws a bag over the guy's head.
Are you done now?
Better luck next time. Finley sets up another ambush, this time with a mat of nails. He scatters marbles by the door, and Alex comes in and notices everything.
You're so dead.
At a party, the group is playing charades, and Tom shows off a crazy doll. Everyone thinks it's Chucky, but Tom notices that the doll keeps failing. Of course, it's Finley. He can't take it anymore. When Janie blows out the candles on the birthday cake, Finley suddenly shoots out a flammable spray, but he only hurts his own eye. Later, Finley sets a new dastardly trap, a crossbow behind Tom's head. There are terrible screams, but it turns out the company is scolding a cat for pooing on the carpet, and the arrow misses. Finley wants to prove that he's the real bad guy. He points to the cat's poo and says he did it. It doesn't take long for Chris to poke the ventriloquist dummy with his nose over the feces, for all the bad things he's done. In the next shot, Finley's nose is dirty as he wanders back to the attic. He says goodbye to his only friend, the cat, and he locks himself in a box. The world is too cruel for him. But one night, Chris notices that the front door is open. What's the dummy done now? But the guy gets knocked out by 2 burglars. Now they're after sweet girls. The robbers drag Janie and Alex out of their bedrooms by their hair. Their screams wake Finley. He sees the homeowners tied up and being tortured, but the robbers are pointing a gun at the cat. Uh-oh. Suddenly the lights go out in the house. The thieves are terrified by the rustling coming from the attic. The bravest decides to check it out. The thief looks around the attic, but all he sees is a pile of toys. Then who threw the marbles under his feet? And that's when Finley jumps on him. The bad guy slips and falls on the nail mat, and then he gets a plastic bag over his head. But the villain easily throws the doll away. Finley's head does a 180-degree turn, inflicting psychic damage on his opponent. He gets even more entangled in the carpet. Just then, Finley pulls out a knife. The bandit from below hears his partner fall silent, followed by a sinister laugh. He rushes to the attic and sees his breathless friend, but who did it? Looking around, the bandit notices a ventriloquist dummy sitting in a chair but pays no attention. Finley pulls out his crossbow and shoots the burglar in the leg. Villian waddles into the bathroom to administer first aid. But why is there a toaster in the bath? And then Finley appears behind him with a lit match and an aerosol can. One spray is enough to make the robber throw the gun aside and dip his hand in the water. Then Finley plugs the toaster into the socket. The lights in the house flicker on and the burglar falls to the floor. Finley has already grabbed his knife. He finally did it. For Christmas, Finley gets an ugly jumper from his friends. Everyone's happy and drinking milk by the fire. But why does it taste strange? What has Finley put in it? This ventriloquist dummy is beyond repair.